discussion. Today we are literally looking at the customs warehousing, more so on the warehousing regime in Uganda. We've talked about carbons, and we've talked more about different commodities and how you can definitely import in the country safely and legally into Uganda. And I'm still with Mr. Basoga Regan, who is manager customs warehousing at the Uganda Revenue Authority. Now, I would want to know, are there privileges for an importer?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
There are privileges, dear viewers. There are so many privileges you can enjoy as an importer. For example, and the challenge or the good thing is that it goes either way.
Okay.
The good thing is that they are available. The bad thing is that, or the challenging thing is that you have to read.
Oh.
Now, the law, the East African Community Customs Management Act, the fifth schedule, it gives us the exemptions. It gives us items on which taxes are not collectible. For example, in the hotel industry, most of the things you import for hotel industry, if you label them that Smart 24 hotel, and you are a licensed hotel in the hotel industry by the hotel body in the country, the association,
yes,
then you are going to pay no taxes at all.
Okay.
And they are listed. The items like the linen, the bed sheets, the towels, all kitchenware, the cookers, the name it. Though they are items that may not appear, but at least the crafters of the law wanting to boost the tourism industry, they gave out a good spectrum, a good sample.
Okay.
Now, also tourism vehicles. To boost the tourism industry, because we all know that we are blessed by nature and we have wildlife and etc. Tourist vehicles they don't pay taxes, they are exempted. You will pay registration fees and off you go. But there are conditions. If you are to have a tourism vehicle, you need to label it. So you can import a vehicle, have it in the bonded warehouse, request for modification, and you modify that vehicle to the modifications required that grant it the exemption. And when the modifications are done, then off you'll go with your red and white number plate. Zero taxes, just registration fees.
Okay.
And they are returning residents. If you have been abroad for more than 12 calendar months, that is 1 year, and you have now decided, or the job is done, or the school is done, etc., research is done, and you're returning, all household items that you have been using for that period, they come in the country, zero taxes.
Okay.
Number two, including a motor vehicle. If you've been having a motor vehicle and it is for personal use, not a fuso, not an elf, not a bus, but a personal. You have a Noah, you have a Nadia, Harrier, you have Mercedes-Benz, Formatic, whatever it is. As long as you have owned and been using it for 1 year, the law allows you to come in the country and you don't pay taxes.
All right. Okay.
Now, I can go on and on. There is more in the agriculture sector. Then maybe the other one is for people who travel out regularly.
Okay. Doing business or even adventure, all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to Kenya. I'm a student. I'm going.
Okay.
And I come back. The law allows you to come back as a passenger, under passenger baggage, to come back with goods not more than $500.
Okay.
And if you have them, based on the discretion of the officer, you go. We don't pay taxes. But there is having goods of $500 when they are councils, 500 councils. You can't say those ones you're for personal use. So there are many benefits.
Okay, lastly, I would want you to help me differentiate between a bonded warehouse and a customs warehouse. I believe you fall under customs.
Yes. Now, as a manager warehousing, I oversee both.
Bonded and customs.
Customs.
Okay.
A bonded warehouse, let me, which one do you want me to start with?
Start with the bonded.
A bonded warehouse is it is a gazetted area that the Commissioner Customs gives a license and allows it to operate, keeping goods pending payment of taxes or other customs procedures. And to that, there is a bond executed. And the customs, of course, there is a lot of paperwork. You say, I have a place, I want to start, people, whoever imports, I keep the cars for them there, or the goods there. Then the Commissioner Customs will give you the requirement. You must have a perimeter fence. You must have security. You must have this and this, office space for this, you must have. And then you execute a bond with our legal team. That goods, in case anything happens, we are secure.
Okay.
Now, for you to hold cargo in that bonded warehouse, you must be licensed by customs, and there are categories of bonded warehouses. There are factory bonded warehouses where they are manufacturing, maybe Coca-Cola, for example. Then there are private bonded warehouses. These ones import goods for themselves, for their brand. But there are also general bonded warehouses that anybody can import goods in there, and we don't expect the owner of the bonded warehouse to have their goods there.
Okay.
So for them, all goods in a bonded warehouse are supposed, they haven't paid taxes, but they are there for purposes of pending payment taxes or pending further processes.
Okay.
Now, the customs and the management of a bonded warehouse, this is where the gist is. The management, the ownership, who owns the bonded warehouse is traders.
Okay.
It's not customs, it's not URA. Who manages? It is the owner of the bonded warehouse, private individuals that apply.
Okay.
And customs only comes to do the supervisory work. Are goods being kept as per the required specifications? Is the license paid and renewed? Are taxes being paid? Are there loopholes in the process of custody of cargo? Now, on the other hand, a customs warehouse is a place gazetted by Commissioner Customs for keeping, for taking custody of goods that are customed or uncustomed.
Okay.
But predominantly, for example, goods that whose warehousing period has expired. That means you've given you the 9 months or the 6 months, and the 6 months have ended, and you haven't paid taxes. Those goods we are supposed to auction them.
Okay.
If we find goods on the road and someone is smuggling, and we find them smuggling, those goods there, they're supposed to have paid taxes, you refuse to pay taxes, you're smuggling them, we pick them. Those goods, we don't take them to a bonded warehouse, we bring them to a customs warehouse. Now, a customs warehouse, unlike a customs bonded warehouse, customs warehouse is owned by customs.
Okay.
Goods there, they are under the full charge of customs.
All right.
If the goods get lost in a customs warehouse, we are responsible. Now, most of those border points that where we import goods, when you go to Busia, when you go to Malaba, they have customs warehouse. Some store are gazetted. I may come and I don't have, I've come by bus and I'm saying, no, let me pick money here and pay temporarily there. You look for money, pay taxes, and immediately you go.
Okay.
If those goods disappear there, we are supposed to pay.
Okay.
Unlike a bonded warehouse where when they disappear, the bonded warehouse is supposed to pay. Okay.
And lastly, I've got a question here. Do these cars that are brought in by government on auction do they pay taxes to URA?
The government vehicles?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Government vehicles do pay taxes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Now, lastly, with your final remarks in 2 minutes, what else do you have to tell a taxpayer?
Okay. Thank you so much. That's a very pregnant question, and I'll compress it.
Okay.
The first thing is a TIN.
Okay.
A taxpayer needs a tax identification number, and should insist that every time I'm importing, Every time I'm transacting with URA, use my TIN. People are fleeced because I use your TIN.
Yes.
Now, the importance of having and using your TIN is that when you're opening a tax identification number, we put your email address. We request for it. Number two, we request for your phone number. If you import a vehicle into the country and you bring it to the bonded warehouse, whatever transaction happens on your vehicle in declaring to URA, message comes on your phone and also on the email you registered while registering the TIN. Now, if you're not able to see that you have paid 5 million, if you're not able to see that you have been given an extra assessment of 3.5 million, and I am an unscrupulous and I'm a shady agent, instead of 3.5, I can, or I'm a middleman. Let me not say an agent is professional. I'm a middleman, and you're using my TIN, and they've assessed you 3.5 million. I can tell you 6 million, and you pay. Why? You don't have evidence.
All right. Okay, and many thanks for joining us this morning. Pleasure is ours to have you. That is Mr. Basoga Regan, who is Manager Customs Warehousing at Uganda Revenue Authority, and we're just having an insightful on the warehousing regime in Uganda. In Uganda currently. Last week, I did have an interview with a bond business owner. It was playing yesterday. We got some technicalities, could not finish that interview. Now, we are going to have it again, rerunning this morning. Let's first have a look at this. I was having Ayeba Marvin, who is the team lead at Harry Group. It is a bond in Kampala. And he was also talking more about the housing regime and also an overview of bond business.